Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Platinum Collection of April 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. But first, a word from our sponsor, JT After Dark. You've read the threads, you've seen the warnings, but you haven't heard them like this. I'm JT. I take the internet's most terrifying stories and give them a voice. From Reddit's deepest archives to the legends that haunt the web, I bring the horror to life. Join me on JT After Dark. Subscribe now and let's see what's hiding in the shadows. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have the Trolley Solution, a compilation of point-and-click minigames based on a famous thought experiment originally proposed by Philippa Foot. If you ever wanted to turn highbrow moral dilemmas into a box full of cackles, this title offers a hilarious minimalist parody of philosophy that doesn't take itself too seriously. With 21 variations of the trolley problem and 20 accompanying minigames, you'll find yourself navigating increasingly absurd conundrums. The gameplay is a chaotic mix of genres. You might jump from a crazy taxi clone to a dating sim or a Wolfenstein-style shooter, all themed around the tracks. While the art and music are simple, utilizing free-use assets, the charm lies in a brilliant ridiculousness and the profound, subtle ways it portrays morality. However, you should be prepared for a bit of a non-fun grind if you're a completionist. The achievements are tied to DLC, which some players find a bit cheeky, and the controls in certain minigames can be frustrating. You can expect about 1 to 2 hours of solid entertainment, leading the title being of great value in this bundle. If you're an armchair philosopher who enjoys absolute cinema and meme-heavy references, you'll love this creative twist on ethical dilemmas. It's a delightful way to kill a few hours and expand your mind, proving that you can indeed have fun while thinking about thinking. Just remember, pull the lever, take some responsibility, and enjoy the ride. And number 2 we have Outbreak Island, an open-world sandbox survival horror game that drops you into a remote atmospheric landscape haunted by a mysterious nighttime beam. Following a cryptic message from your missing father, you must investigate a former site of secret experiments while transforming his abandoned farm into a fortified refuge. The game's central hook is its unique storm mechanic, a mystical beam that reactivates abandoned electronics at night. This forces you to weigh risk against reward, as the darkness provides the electricity needed to refuel stations or smelt scrap, but also awakens mutated monsters. To navigate this perilous environment, your customizable truck becomes your most vital ally for hauling resources and surviving the long roads. However, as an early access title released in late 2025, the experience is currently a bit of a mixed bag. While many players praise the immersive atmosphere and steady developer updates, you may find the survival elements a bit undertuned. Some users report that enemies are easily outsmarted, resources like food and fuel are perhaps too abundant, and the sleep mechanic can be exploited to bypass danger without consequence. The building and fortification systems also feel limited in the current build, leading some to feel it plays more like a walking simulator with guns than a hardcore survivalist dream. Despite these growing pains, the game maintains a mostly positive rating. If you enjoy atmospheric exploration and want to support a solo developer crafting a compelling mystery, it's a promising project worth keeping on your radar as it evolves. And number 3 we have REVEIL, a psychological horror thriller that pulls you into the tortured mind of Walter Thompson, a man searching for his missing wife and daughter. You take first-person control as you explore nightmarish worlds, solve clever puzzles, and piece together the mysteries of a circus-filled past. Rather than relying solely on cheap jump scares, the game blends surreal imagery, tense exploration, and moments of real psychological unease that constantly keep you on edge. Early on, you'll wander through flooded circus grounds, haunted houses, and shifting corridors, where reality bends and rooms transform behind you. REVEIL constantly challenges your perception, making you question whether you're moving forward or circling in madness. Along the way, you'll encounter puzzles that feel like escape room challenges, such as unlocking a diary through toy-based clues or manipulating mannequins with lasers. They're never overly complex, but always satisfying. The presentation is a major highlight. The photorealistic visuals, eerie circus-inspired set pieces, and atmospheric lighting combine with chilling soundscape. From crows and creaking hinges to haunting original songs, every detail heightens the immersion. Walter's believable voice acting also makes you feel the weight of his fear and nostalgia. REVEIL is not perfect. The story leans on familiar psychological horror tropes before finding its own voice, and the lack of manual saves or persistent speech logs can be frustrating. But with multiple endings, collectibles, and a gripping finale, the 4-hour journey feels rewarding. If you want a disturbing yet compelling circus of horrors, REVEIL is worth your ticket. And number 4 we have This Ain't Even Poker, Ya Joker! A card-clicking incremental game where you're trapped in a carnival by a disgruntled jester. To earn your freedom, you must collect a staggering 1 billion gold coins. While you might tell the jester you are great at poker, he is quick to remind you that this isn't traditional poker at all. It is a stylized clicker that prioritizes upgrades and automation over complex card strategy. You begin with a single deck and flip one card at a time, earning coins based on the card's value. As you accumulate wealth, you can expand your hand up to 5 cards, allowing you to randomly hit scoring poker hands like straights or 3 of a kind. Eventually, you can manage up to 10 decks simultaneously. The game is highly automated. Once you unlock the auto flipper, you can sit back and watch the gold roll in as the system calculates your best hands for you. Visually, the game is a treat, featuring realistic card decks and vibrant firework light shows that trigger during big wins. The carnival-themed soundtrack perfectly complements the aesthetic, creating a cozy yet addictive atmosphere. While the strategy is light, mostly revolving around which path to take on the massive upgrade tree, the progression feels rewarding. If you're looking for a mindless yet polished experience to run in the background, this title offers a satisfying loop of watching numbers climb until you finally beat the jester at his own game. At number 5 we have Berserk Boy, a fast-paced side-scrolling platformer inspired by Mega Man, but it adds its own electrifying twist. It kicks off with a stylish animated intro that sets the tone for the energetic ride ahead. You play as K, a skilled teleporter who merges with a mysterious Berserk orb to gain powerful energy-based abilities. When your friend Dizzy is kidnapped by the villainous Dr. Genos, it's up to you and a red giant bird named Fjord to rescue her and save the world. Combat feels fresh. You don't shoot enemies, you dash into them, chaining lightning tethers and pulling off devastating combos. As you collect new orbs, you unlock different Berserk forms like Flame Drill or Soaring Wind, and each level clearly forces you to use every one of them. You'll dash, dig, fly, and slash through 5 major zones, each with hidden paths, upgrade orbs, and secrets to uncover. The controls are tight and fluid, making even the most frustrating platforming sections feel fair. Every stage ends with a report card showing your score, medals, and deaths, encouraging replayability and mastery. While the enemy variety is a bit limited, the vibrant visuals, SNES-era charm, and catchy soundtrack more than make up for it. You'll likely spend over 15 hours finishing the game, and even more if you go for 100% completion. If you love action platformers that challenge your reflexes and reward exploration, Berserk Boy is absolutely worth your time. You'll keep coming back for those satisfying combos. At number 6 we have The Evil Within 2, a third-person survival horror game that blends psychological dread with heartfelt storytelling. You play as Sebastian Castellanos, a broken detective descending to the decaying world of Union to rescue his daughter. From its opening, a burning house and a father's desperate cry, you're pulled into a grim but surprisingly emotional nightmare that never lets go. While the story leans heavily on a familiar tragic dad trope, it works because of how much sincerity and heart is poured into every moment. The game's environments tell their own stories. Shattered homes, haunting echoes, and horrifying creatures that reflect both the madness of Union and the pain driving Sebastian. The Guardian and Obscura, for example, are disturbing yet strangely poetic monsters, each serving as manifestations of artistic obsession and human fragility. Gameplay-wise, you'll explore semi-open areas, scavenging for supplies and completing side missions that add depth to the world. Stealth is your best friend. Every shadow hides both danger and opportunity. The tension of sneaking past grotesque enemies, guided only by eerie audio cues, keeps your heart racing. Combat can occasionally feel clunky, and checkpoints aren't perfect, but the dread never fades. With its tight design, excellent soundscape, and genuine emotional core, The Evil Within 2 delivers one of the most gripping horror experiences in recent years. You're not just fighting monsters, you're fighting for redemption. And number 7 we have You Will Die Here Tonight, a survival horror title that functions as a love letter to the 32-bit era, specifically drawing heavy inspiration from the original Resident Evil. You play as a member of an elite special forces unit, trapped within a sprawling trap-filled mansion after a mission goes disastrously wrong. While the isometric exploration and puzzle solving feel instantly familiar, the game differentiates itself through a unique perspective shift during combat. When you engage with the mansion's monstrous inhabitants, the view transitions to a first-person tactical arena. In these segments, you cannot move, but you must aim and fire in a full 360-degree range to fend off encroaching threats. This gameplay loop is reminiscent of the cult classic Resident Evil Gaiden, offering a refreshing, if occasionally punishing twist on traditional encounters. The stakes are heightened by a roguelike character system. You have 6 squad members at your disposal, and once a character dies, they are gone for good. If you lose the entire team, your progress is reset, forcing you to master the scripted level designs and resource management. Visually, you'll find a charming PlayStation 1 style aesthetic that captures the retro atmosphere perfectly, though the sound design and voice acting are less consistent in their appeal. Despite some significant difficulty spikes in the latter half, the game succeeds by offering a clever narrative twist and a focus on exploration without hand-holding. If you enjoy retro-inspired horror that experiments with classic mechanics, this is a fascinating, though occasionally brutal, experience. And number 8 we have The Abandoned Planet, a point-and-click adventure game created by a solo developer, Jeremy. This game features charming pixel art and a single narrating protagonist. It transports you back to the golden days of classic PC adventures. You begin the journey as a lone space traveler, crash-landed on an unknown world. Your first goal is to escape your wrecked ship. From there, a mysterious world opens up, full of ruins, remnants of possible civilization, and environmental storytelling. The plot is minimal but effective. It's all about piecing things together through exploration. Gameplay is straightforward. Click around, collect items, solve puzzles, and slowly open new paths. A handy highlight button shows what can be interacted with, and your character provides frequent hints. While this helps avoid frustration, it also makes early puzzles feel too easy. You're rarely stuck long, as the protagonist often spells out the solution. Fortunately, the difficulty picks up in Chapter 2, when an alien language journal is introduced, forcing you to rely on visual clues and take notes, or at least screenshots. Later puzzles grow more complex and creative, introducing new mechanics and tools. Still, the game remains accessible throughout. It is never punishing, but always engaging, at around 3 hours long, with the bonus escape mode unlocked at the end. The Abandoned Planet does not overstay its welcome. It is a polished, nostalgic adventure that respects your time while offering classic genre appeal. If you enjoy exploring strange worlds and solving clever puzzles, this one's worth your time. And number 9 we have Without a Dawn, a short experimental visual horror novel by Jesse McConan that prioritizes atmospheric storytelling over traditional gameplay. You step into the fractured mind of a young woman seeking refuge in a remote cabin to escape her suffocating anxiety and depression. Instead of finding peace, you encounter a surreal landscape where silence takes physical form and reality blurs with unsettling nightmares. The experience is intentionally linear, as you click through dialogue and navigate a hurricane of restless thoughts, occasionally making choices that reflect the loss of free will inherent in severe mental distress. The game's unique feature is a pseudo-ASCII art style, a striking digital aesthetic where lines of code and character fragments drip across the screen like fluid. You'll find yourself squinting at the shifting textures, questioning whether you truly see a figure in the shadows or if your mind is playing tricks. The visual tension is amplified by masterfully layered sound design. The rhythmic pattern of rain and ticking clocks create a physical weight that makes you feel trapped within the protagonist's cabin. While there are no puzzles or survival mechanics, the psychological horror is potent, particularly when a mysterious man in a gas mask appears in disturbing close-ups. Clocking in at around 40 minutes, it is a focused, introspective dive into psychosis and isolation. You don't just play a story, you inhabit the headspace of mounting paranoia. For fans of experimental indies, it is a chilling, handcrafted journey that lingers long after you close your eyes. At number 10 we have Metal Garden, an atmospheric first-person shooter that places you in the role of a nomad stranded within a colossal, overgrown megastructure. When your traversal mech breaks down, you're forced to navigate a concrete sky filled with architectural relics and hostile factions. This short, tightly designed campaign is a meditation on scale and solitude, often feeling like a playable piece of futuristic brutalist art. As you explore, you'll notice the game's striking minimalist aesthetic. The world is overwhelmingly grey, yet the environment design manages to make it feel molecularly small against the vastness of the industrial ruins. The movement features a floaty, low-gravity jump and a jump pack that allow you to dance through the terrain. While the arsenal is focused, consisting of a pistol, shotgun, and sniper rifle, the combat is made tense by a sophisticated injury system. If you take too much damage, you don't just lose health, you might lose the ability to sprint or find your aim becoming unstable, forcing you to find a health station to repair your body. Though the experience is brief, lasting roughly 2 hours, it is packed with evocative lore revealed through environmental storytelling and sparse dialogue. You'll find yourself weighing the quiet, melancholic vistas against sudden, desperate scrambles for survival. If you appreciate games that favor mood and mystery over complex mechanics, you'll find this metal oasis to be a haunting and memorable journey through a dying machine. And that's all for this bundle. This Platinum Collection is a total loot drop for anyone needing to beef up their library. For just $9.99, you're snagging heavy hitters like The Evil Within 1 and 2, absolute goats for horror fans. If you're into indie gems, Berserk Boy and REVEIL are top tier picks that offer high skill gameplay and insane atmosphere. Whether you're a completionist or just looking for a weekend grind, this bundle is pure value. Do not sleep on it, grab your keys and level up. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.